Let's explore port mapping in simple terms. We'll focus on how to connect container ports to your computer ports. Imagine you have a container running an application on port 8080, and you want to access it from your computer, which is running on port 3000. Port mapping is the solution that allows you to establish this connection. Let's dive in to understand this concept. Let's understand what a port is. Think of a port as a numbered endpoint where applications listen for network connections. Consider an analogy such as apartment numbers in a building. Each service gets its own room number. Just like each apartment has a unique number, each service on a computer uses a unique port number to communicate over the network. Consider a scenario. Your computer has a container running, and the container is isolated. This means you can't directly access it from outside the container. For example, you have a container running on port 8080. Because of container isolation, it is blocked from being accessed directly. You cannot access it directly from your computer. This is the container isolation problem. Here's how port mapping provides a solution. You have a host machine that is your computer with a specific port. For example, port 3000, which is accessible from the outside. Now, using port mapping, we create a connection between port 3000 on your host machine and port 8080 inside the container. Port mapping solves the problem of container isolation. The problem is now solved. Here is a syntax of Docker port mapping. It involves a simple command. The command is docker run -p3000:8080 myapp. 3000 is the host port on your computer, and 8080 is the container port inside the container. Docker run command is used to run the image, and -p is used to specify the port mapping. It's a very simple syntax. It indicates host port: container port. Let's look at a complete example of port mapping. The command is docker run -p3000:80 jinx. Docker run is the command to run a Docker container. -p3000:80 maps port 3000 on your host machine to port 80 on the container. Jinx is the name of the image. As a result of this command, you can access your application at localhost: 3000. Let's see how multiple port mappings work. The command is docker run -p3000:80-p3000 and 1:443 my web app. Docker run is used to run the container. -p3000:80 maps port 3000 on the host machine to port 80 inside the container, typically used for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, or HTTP. -p3001:443 maps port 3001 on the host to port 443 on the container, typically used for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, or HTTPS. My web app is the name of the Docker image. Let's summarize the key takeaways from this explanation. Firstly, port mapping bridges container isolation to make services accessible from outside the container. Secondly, the host:*container format provides a simple syntax that's easy to remember. Finally, port mapping is flexible and can map multiple ports for complex applications. Remember, the command -p3000:8080 means you can access the service via localhost: 3000. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.